Hi, welcome down to the Devon Koi Pond. Quite a nice morning again. We've just had 2 cracking days, beautiful temperatures. The pond's been hovering up 21, 22 degrees. Absolutely fantastic for this time of year, but the nighttime temperatures have been chilly. Been dropping down to sort of 19, 19.5 overnight. Fish, so temperature's been fluctuating a lot, up and down. This morning I got up to find the pond looking like a whirlpool, froth all over the place. The blooming fish had spawned again. Unbelievable. No spawning brush in the pond, just a mess in the pond, foam everywhere. So I just spent the last hour cleaning that mess up, so the water's looking a bit khaki, and they've really messed it up. But everything's just been sucked up and pushed through the filters this time. Couldn't be bothered with it. So anyway, on to the winner of last week's competition. I'll show it in a clip here, the draw. So here's the clip. Congratulations there. If you contact me on the channel page, my email address is there. I'll get that packaged up and in the post and off to you. Fantastic. Hope you enjoy it. It's a good prize. A few entries this time, and still not as many as I would have liked, but we had a good few entries. So less entries, the better the chance you stand of winning it. I've still got 2 more to give away, so I'll be giving those away in future weeks. And competitions, easy to win again. So if you didn't win this time, just try next time. So anyway, this week we're going to have a quick talk on pond covers. Now we're getting up to that time of year and everybody's mind sort of drifts, oh, winter mode, oh, I want to heat the pond, oh, I need to cover it. So I'm going to give you a quick demo on how my pond's covered. I'm thinking covers myself probably in the next 3-4 weeks. If the temperatures keep fluctuating day and night like this, then they'll go on earlier. But my cover system on my pond means I can open it again dead easy. The covers just slide. But I'll take you down and in a minute, give you a demo on that. Now, heating your pond, I wish I could afford it. If I could afford it, endless funds, then I'd heat it. It can be an expensive game heating your pond. It can cost you through the winter nearly as much as heating your house. So it's a big bill electrically to heat it. There's all sorts of other ways. You can run it off an air source heat pump, which is probably the cheapest. You can also get it plumbed into your household heating system and run it off your gas boiler. But the heat pump is probably the cheapest if you want to do it, but it's still an expensive option, and you still have to insulate everything. And the fish really still need a bit of overwintering. You still need to drop those temperatures down for a month, month and a half, and give them a bit of a winter, slow them down a bit. But in all the years I've kept koi, I've never heated, but every year you think about it, oh my god, it's going to get cold, I'm going to need to heat, and I just can't afford it. So when I did this pond, I upgraded the type of cover I had on the other pond. I had a slide cover on that. Well, the slide cover I've got on this just clips in around the lip of the pond on rails. I've got polycarbonate sheets then that slide across the pond, so I can slide it open on the better days when the temperature's up, or keep it covered, let the heat build up underneath it. Everybody's walked into a conservatory in the middle of winter and found out how hot it is under that glass. So covered over in the winter with the sun shining on top of the polycarb builds up a good bit of heat in underneath it, which warms the water, of course. I mean, the main object of having a cover over the top of the pond is to stop the wind from blowing across the top of the pond. That's the biggest chiller on the water, wind blowing across it. If you can keep the wind off of it, it'll hold its heat a lot better. Also, insulation around the side of the pond. Now, this one was built uninsulated, but it's nearly completely buried in the ground on one side. So ground temperature at the depth the pond's dug to will probably never drop below 5 or 6 degrees winter time. We don't suffer permafrosts here. But last year was a first winter for this pond, and it managed to maintain through the winter of 6-7 degrees, didn't drop below that, and most of the time it was up 9-10 degrees, and the fish had a fair bit of wheat germ food all the way through the winter. I managed to keep a bit of food going in. We had that slight coldish snap where it did drop down to around 7. unlike the year before with the old pond, with the beast from the east. Now that was quite dramatic. That was a timber frame pond I had down the bottom, and that one managed to hold itself up around 5 or 6, even through the beast through the east, because it was covered. The filters were starting to suffer and ice up. I wouldn't have liked it to last any longer because the filters were external down there, but up here all my filters are in the boxes, so everything's sort of undercover and covered in. Even the veg filter gets a polycarb sheet over the top. Everything will get trimmed down to a level where the polycarb top will go over it, so everything's covered. Anyway, I'll take you down and show you what I do with the pond covers, because this could be of interest to a lot of people now who are thinking about covering their pond. And if you've got the room to slide the sheets out the way, this is an ideal way to do it. So let's pop down and have a look at this.
So this is the bars that I put across the pond, and I've set the end up so you'll be able to see what how they clip on and go across the pond. So this is the end of them. What I've got on the end is a notch. This notch. Now this notch clips over the stones on the side of the pond. It's probably a good ½ an inch too big. Now these, to get them in, they're the length where I can slip them across the pond, push it against the lip of the coping stone on that side, put a ball in it, like so. Do this end, the opposite end, put a ball in it, and then I have these wooden or plastic wedges, these plastic door wedges. Now, by slipping one in the top on the coping stone one side and one underneath on the coping stone the other side, I can get a slope across it. So one in the top, one in the bottom will give me about ½ an inch of slope across the pond, and that enables the water to run off. ½ an inch of run across this pond, enough to get the water off. Well, I'm not too fussed about getting it all off and keeping the rainwater out, but that cures that. And you can see how the sheet sits in there then. So with them back over the pond like that, I can slide all the sheets out this way on the better days, which is a right bonus. It's held itself down in many a gale that we had through last winter, and it'll hold itself down through many a gale that it has this year. Now I'll start with one right on this side of the pond, work my way across, and I get to the end over here. The last one comes in and just goes up against the pipes, so I've got a 2-inch gap there sort of down that side to let the air in underneath. You have to let some air get in so the pond can gas off, or you get toxic gases building up on top of it. So you want some airflow around it, but you want to keep the wind off the top of it. So with this on, the actual polycarb sheets probably sit around 2.5 inches off the water, with the bottom of the rails sitting about 3/4 of an inch off the water. It's quite a nice system, and it worked very well last year, and it could well be of use to a few people this year. So those of you that are thinking of winter and you've got a lip around your pond, this could be a way of doing it. You can also put these on top of the surround around the pond and actually screw them down, or just weight them down. But with this, you can slide the sheets to and fro, and odds on we'll get some really good days through the winter where you might want to have a look at the fish, and you can just slide the covers half open, quarter open, or all the way, and then slide them back easy, rather than lifting heavy pre-made sectional covers on and off the pond. Could be a good go for you. So that's that little system. Just the other week we passed the 300 subscribers. Absolutely delighted with that, absolutely over the moon. Thanks to all you that subscribe to the channel. It's been fun doing the videos this summer. We're going to carry on videoing through the winter as well, with a few projects in the workshop. We've got some good videos to come yet this autumn. We've got the autumn clean on the pond. We've got a strip down of the veg filter where I'll cut everything back down so I can get the cover over that, and the winterizing on the pond, me actually putting the cover on, sitting there looking pretty dismal once I have, because I can't see the fish anymore. But we've had such a good summer this year and I've really enjoyed it with the fish here. It's been fantastic. Again, apologies for the water, it's really messy, loads of bits in it. They've stirred it around like anything this morning. I didn't even see which fish it was that was spawning. It was just one of them. By the time I came down this morning, the chasing was over and done with, and it was just a mess in the pond. The froth was quite extensive. It looked like a whirlpool jacuzzi that someone had dumped a box full of washing powder in, literally. It was froth all over the pond. It was a right mess. So I had to clean the filters this morning, get rid of all that, do a water test, because spawning again can push the water all over the place. The results can come back looking rather nasty because of the amount of proteins released into the water. But it's all looking pretty good there at the moment. Again, a cracking day. Going to sit back today, have a nice big roast dinner, sit with a glass of wine in my hand after dinner and chill out a bit and enjoy the last of this autumn sunshine, because pretty soon the covers will be going on. I'm not looking forward to it. So I'll pop you back on the tripod.
So there you go. Hope you like that little bit on the cover. If you want to heat, by all means heat, and you can afford it. I wish I could, but I can't. Spent all my money on the pond, as you do. Her indoors would kill me if I even considered heating it. Heating bill's bad enough without paying to warm the fish up down here, and they'll be fine through the winter. If you can, cover it for sure. Even if it has to be a tarpaulin over the top on some timbers, but to cover it, keep the wind off it. If you can afford polycarb sheets, it isn't that expensive. You can probably cover a pond the size of this one for a couple £100 quite easily. It's worth doing, and will give you a 2 or 3 degree boost through the winter at least over an open pond. So consider it. Cover your pond, okay? Winter's coming. We'll all be doing at it soon. If you could heat it and afford to heat it, heat it. So there you go. Right, enjoy this sunshine, enjoy the weather. Congratulations again to the competition winner. Prize will be off to you as soon as I get your email address. Fantastic, new competition soon. So cheery bye for now. Happy ponding, people. Catch you later.